All right, we are so excited this morning. You've seen him on TV for more than 2 decades. Yeah, 2 decades. And in just 2 hours, you'll be able to meet him in person at our Baltimore B'More Healthy Expo. And he doesn't really need an introduction, but here we go.
Anyway.
I'm going to do it anyway. TV personality Jerry Springer joins us here in our studios this morning. How are you? Introduce yourself as Jerry, so I'm going to feel comfortable. I'm going to call you Jerry.
Oh, yes.
How are you?
Well, normally it's Jerry.
That's true.
But this is good because my wife tells me now it's good that they keep, at my age, it's good that they keep repeating your name so you know who you are.
So you can remember it yourself.
She thinks they should start chanting my address so I know how to get home.
We'll work on that. We'll put that in. All right, so Jerry, I just said it, more than 2 decades on TV. We're talking
years.
25 years. So I have to ask you, what keeps you coming back? Because you may say, after 10 years, maybe move on to something else, I'll hang it up. 15, you've made it to 25 and you're still going strong. What keeps you coming back?
It's just fun. I mean, I'm lucky. I don't need to make a living anymore, and I'm real lucky about that. I just do it because it's fun. You know, I'm 72. I don't want to retire because once you retire, you know.
Then what?
I'm not.
That's
that
what
good.
you're thinking. Like,
then
what do you do? Okay.
So, it's a totally fun job, and plus it gives me an opportunity to do other things, and I do the national tour, The Price is Right, and I also do a weekly podcast outside of Cincinnati every week.
Okay.
Which I really enjoy doing because that lets me do political stuff as well as comedy and music. So.
And we're going to get to the political stuff, but as you said, it kind of frees you up to do other things, including the B'More Healthy Expo that's happening today. And I have all the particulars here. I want to let people at home know the meet and greet for you will be from 10:30 to 3, so you can meet Jerry Springer.
Yes.
And then there's also going to be a Q&A at 11:45 on the main stage. So I have
are these questions going to be tough?
I'm asking you, Jerry, whenever you do these public Q&As, what is the most
that
interesting?
Picture was frightening.
What are the most interesting questions you're asked? Or maybe just tell me one, because then we want to get to one more subject before we let you go. One of the most interesting questions you've ever been asked at a public Q&A.
Usually it's, where do you find these people?
Oh.
Yeah, and I always say
who is willing to
Baltimore.
go? Oh, no. Don't say that.
No. The people come from every place. Every place. We get thousands of calls, you know, in a week for people who want to be on the show. So. In fact, we're starting to get now the children of some of our original guests.
Seriously?
Which is wrong because these people were told not to procreate. And, you know,
I have no comment.
in fact, we're the only show that has that raises our own guests.
Oh, man.
We have a farm in Alabama, and we just raise our guests. It's unbelievable.
Okay, we're gonna move on to a more serious note before we go too far, Jerry. Okay, so let's talk politics.
Yes.
For many, they may not know, or they may. Former mayor of Cincinnati, you held that position, and so obviously no stranger to politics. You've been very vocal about this upcoming presidential race, and you even tweeted. I want to say it correctly. Even tweeted, "Last night was the best Jerry Springer show I've ever seen, and I didn't even get to host #GOP debate." What do you think about the debates? What do you think about the candidates?
Well, I think if the Republicans are going to do my show in their debates, they ought to pay me. No, I think, you know, my show's crazy and stupid and everything else. But the people on my show, no one watches it and says those people should run the country.
Okay.
So, you know, this is our nation. This is important. These are our lives. And, you know, the behavior that is going on and, you know, with the candidates running, at least on that side right now, it is disgraceful. I've said that. And, you know, Donald Trump, God love him, but he shouldn't be president of the United States. And because there's no training there. You know, he's never run a government. He's never been a part of a government. And if you were having surgery, you wouldn't want someone performing surgery on a loved one that had never done that before.
Gotcha.
Well, the presidency is a pretty important job. But I think he's inevitable, though. Not to win, but he was inevitable that he would run. Because for the last 35 years, we have raised a generation of Americans to dislike their government, to think everything in politics is corrupt, to hate Washington. You know, even starting with Reagan in 1980 when he said government can't solve problems, government is the problem. So all Americans now are raised to hate the government. and every political commercial you see is how the other guy's a bum. So we can't be surprised.
We got to wrap it up some, because you can answer some more of these questions at the expo. I didn't want to cut you off, but they're asking me to wrap up.
Okay, we can't be surprised that someone would run for president that was anti-government, and so that's why we get Trump.
All right. Thank you so much, Jerry. As I said, he will be at the B'More Healthy Expo 10:30 to 3 during a meet and greet, and then on the main stage at 11:45. If you have more political questions for him, that is a time that you can ask. Perfect. Thank you so much, Jerry. Look forward to being with you at the Expo a little later on this morning. All right. As we talk about the Expo, we're going to check in with our very own Larry Collins to see where he is now, showcasing all the fun you can have later today. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News Weekends.
What truck company do you think offers best-in-class